Now we come to a very important part, that is remainder theorem and factor theorem. So first we will take remainder theorem, right? Let's take up an example and we'll try to understand from here. Divide 5x square minus 3x plus 7 by x minus 2 and find remainder. Right? So we have to divide something by something and we have to find remainder. Now, if you recall remainder, let's say for example divide 56 by 9. Just to show, I can write 56 here, 9 here, 9 6 is 54, minus, subtract, you get 2 here. So we say this 2 is the remainder, right? This is what we have done in numbers, right? Now the same thing can be implied in algebra also. Okay, how do we do that? Let's see. So here one method is we write 5x square minus 3x plus 7, okay, and we divide it by x minus 2. So one by one, here the way we did the maximum multiple, here we look at the maximum degree. Here the maximum degree is x raised to 1, here it is x square, so multiply by x. But only multiplication of x will give us x square, so that will not help. So multiply by 5x. So instead of x, take 5x here. Now 5x multiply to this whole thing will give us 5x square minus 10x, and then subtract. So this becomes minus, this becomes plus. 5x square gets cancelled. Minus 3x plus 10x is 7x plus 7. Alright. Now here we have 7x, here we have x. So multiply by 7. So let's take plus 7. So if you multiply by 7, it will be 7x minus 14 and then subtract. So the 7x becomes negative, minus 14 becomes positive. So 7x cancelled, we have 7 plus 14, that is 21. So this 21 is the required remainder. Right? So this is the answer of this question. Now, please understand that this method is definitely going to take a longer duration, longer time. Right? We don't need this. We have a simpler method also. How? Let's see. Come back here and then see that this 56 can also be written as 54 plus 2. And this 54 is actually 9 into 6 plus 2. So actually the rule was that the number is equal to the divisor into the quotient plus remainder. Alright. That rule is applicable even in algebra. Okay. So as I said, we don't need to follow this method because this is going to be really tedious. So I'll remove this. Then what should we do? Let's see. We are saying that whenever any number is divided by a divisor, there is some quotient and there is some remainder. Here, this thing is the number, this thing is the divisor, and r we have to find, that is the remainder. I'll write n here, that is 5x square minus 3x plus 7 is equal to, divisor is x minus 2 into some quotient plus remainder. Now we have to find r, right? That means we don't need this. Now, mathematically, how do I remove this? Right? It's very simple. We don't know about q, but we know about x minus 2. So if I put x minus 2 equal to 0, I'll get my required remainder. Now to put x minus 2 equal to 0, what do we need to do? We need to put x equal to 2. To find the required remainder, put x equal to 2 in this entire expression. So if I put x equal to 2, what will happen? It will be 5 into 2 square minus 3 into 2 plus 7, that is equal to 0 into q plus r. So automatically you will get the required remainder here, because 0 into q is 0. And this side will be 4 into 5, that is 20, minus 3 into 2 is 6 plus 7. So the required remainder is 20 plus 7, 27 minus 6 is 21. Right? So we are going to get the same answer. Okay? I'll further reduce it. You don't even need to write any one of these things. Okay? So I'm going to remove this completely. I'm going to remove this completely, and just understand that whenever, look at the condition, whenever the the condition is divisor should be of degree 1. Divisor should be of degree 1. Just remember that. Only in that case, you can use a very simple rule. Whenever this happens, when the divisor is of degree 1, simply equate the divisor to 0. You get a value of x from there. Whatever value of x you get from here, put it in this expression, that will be the required remainder. I repeat, if the divisor is degree 1, in that case, simply equate the divisor to 0. find some value of x, put this value of x in the given expression, you will get your required remainder. So the required remainder will be x equal to 2, you have to put here in place of x. So it is 5 into 2 square minus 3 into 2 plus 7, that is equal to 4 into 5 is 20 minus 6 plus 7, that is 21. So straight away we can get such situations. Alright, so this is a very beautiful question. Remember, the dividend can be any polynomial. Dividend can be any polynomial. Okay, but the condition is the divisor has to be degree 1 only. Okay, let's take another example. If I say divide 3x square or 3x cube plus 7x square minus 4x minus 9 by x plus 2, find remainder. Alright, now what do you need to do in this? The dividend can be of any degree, doesn't matter. Okay, just equate the divisor to 0. So x plus 2 is 0, that means x equal to minus 2. Straight away put x equal to minus 2 in this whole expression in place of x, you will get your remainder. So the required remainder is equal to 3 into minus 2 cube plus 7 into minus 2 square minus 4 into minus 2 minus 9. Right? Now if you simplify, now the calculation has to be done properly. So it is 3 into minus 8 plus 7 into 4 plus it will be minus into minus plus, so 4 into 2 minus 9. So simplify this, it is minus 24 plus 28 plus 8 minus 9. Right? So this gives us 28 minus 24 is 4, 8 minus 9 is minus 1, so it is 3. So the final answer of the question in this case is 3. Right? So this was a very, very good situation. Let's take a couple of more questions. Now that we have done remainder theorem, from here only we can get factor theorem. Right? Let's see how. If I take an expression, divide x square minus 5x plus 6 by x minus 2. Let's do that. Find remainder. Find remainder. Okay. I'm taking a very simple example. I'm sure a lot of you are already aware about it. So find the remainder. Now to find remainder, what do we need to do? We need to take x minus 2 equal to 0. That gives us x equal to 2. Right? Now if I put x equal to 2 here, I'll get required remainder as 2 square minus 5 into 2 plus 6. Now 2 square is 4, minus 5 into 2 is 10 plus 6. Now 4 plus 6 is 10, 10 minus 10 is 0. Oh, so if I remainder is 0, we say that this item is divisible by this. See, whenever remainder comes 0, if I let's say for example 54, if I divide by 9, 9 6 is 54. So cancel 0. So remainder 0 means 9 divides 54, 6 divides 54 completely. Or we can also say that 54 is divisible by 9 and 6. We can also say that 9 and 6 are factors of 54. You know, remember that n is equal to d into q plus r. If r becomes 0, then what will happen? N will be equal to d into q. That means in that case, n is divisible by d and q both. In that case, we can say that both d and q are factors of n. So here also, if the remainder is 0, that means this x square minus 5x plus 6 is divisible by x minus 2. So here we can, when remainder is 0, we can say that the dividend is divisible by this, or this divisor, the divisor is a factor of the given dividend. Alright, so divisor is this one and this is the dividend. Okay, right? So this is the factor theorem. So what does factor theorem say? If the remainder is 0, that means this x minus 2 or this divisor is a factor of this given expression. Okay, let's take a couple of questions on them. Now, look at this question very carefully. It says if x plus 3 is a factor of 2ax square minus 5x plus 6, find a. Right? Now, if x plus 3 is a factor, that means the remainder should be equal to 0. Which remainder? When this expression is divided by x plus 3, remainder should be 0 because it is a factor. Okay. Now, to find remainder, what do? We take the divisor equal to 0. So we get some value of x from here, that is x equal to minus 3. We put x equal to minus 3 in this to find remainder. Now, if I put x equal to minus 3 in this, what will happen? We will get 2a into minus 3 square minus 5 into minus 3 plus 6. Alright. Now, please understand that this is the required remainder and this has to be equal to 0 because x plus 3 is a factor. Now, simplify this. Now, minus 3 square is 9. So, 2a into 9 is 18a plus, because minus into minus is plus, 5 into 3 is 15 plus 6, that is equal to 0. So, we have 18a equal to minus 21. 15 plus 6 is 21, goes to the other side, becomes minus 21. So, a is equal to minus 21 upon 18. If you divide by 3, it is a equal to minus 7 by 6. So, this is the answer of this question. So, this is how the questions on factor theorem can be asked. Okay.
Now let's take up a couple of more questions on finding remainder, right? Let's look at this question. It says, divide this expression 4x cubed minus 6x squared plus 3x minus 9 by x minus 3 and find remainder. The only condition that we need to check the divisor, whether the divisor is of 1 degree or not. As you can see, this is a 1 degree expression. X minus 3 is 1 degree. Dividend can be of any degree. The thing which is going to be divided can be of any degree. But the divisor has to be 1 degree. Here the divisor is x minus 3. That is 1 degree. We simply take the divisor equal to 0. From here we get the value of x equal to 3. So we put x equal to 3 in the given expression. Right? Now the given expression is this one, okay? Just put x equal to 3 in this, your required remainder you will be able to calculate. So required remainder is equal to 4x cubed, that means it is 3 cube minus 6x squared, it is 6 into 3 square plus 3 into 3 minus 9. Now just simplify this, it is 4 into 3 cube is 27. Minus 6 into 3 square is 9 plus 3 into 3 is 9 minus 9. Now 9 and 9 are cancelled. 4 into 27 is 108. 6 into 9 is 54. Alright, so 108 minus 54 is 54. So the final answer of this question is 54. A simple direct question of division and finding the remainder. Alright. Now let's take up this question. It says divide 7x squared plus 8x minus 13 by x plus 2, find remainder. Our condition, divisor has to be 1 degree. X plus 2 is 1 degree. Simply equate x plus 2, the divisor, to be 0. From here we get x equal to minus 2. Put x equal to minus 2 in this expression. The required remainder will straight away be equal to 7x squared plus 8x minus 13. In that, put x equal to minus 2. So it is 7 into minus 2 square plus 8 into minus 2 minus 13, right? So it is 7 into minus 2 square is plus 4. So 7 into 4. 8 into minus 2 is minus 16 minus 13. So we have 7 fours are, that is 28 minus 16 and 13 is 29. So 28 minus 29, that is equal to minus 1. So the answer of this question is simply minus 1. That means when this expression is divided by x plus 2, the remainder is minus 1. Okay. Now let's take this question. It says divide 6x square minus 5x plus 9 by 2x minus 3. Simply equate 2x minus 3 to 0. We get x equal to 3 by 2. Put x equal to 3 by 2 in this expression. This will give us the remainder. So the required remainder is straight away equal to 6 into x square. That means 3 by 2 square. We have to substitute 3 by 2 in place of x. Right? So it is 6 into 3 by 2 square minus 5 into 3 by 2 plus 9. Right? Simplify this. It is 6 into 3 by 2 is 9 by 4. 3 by 2 square is 9 by 4 minus 5 into 3, that is 15 by 2 plus 9. Alright. Now 2 cancels 4 2 times and 6 3 times. So this gives us 27 by 2 minus 15 by 2 plus 9. Now 27 minus 15 will become 12 by 2. So it is 12 by 2 plus 9. Now 12 by 2 is 6 plus 9, that is equal to 15. Right? So the answer of this question is 15. But in any case, you can see that the divisor has to be equated to 0. We get some value of x and put it in the expression to find the remainder. All right. Now let's take a couple of tricky questions here. Now this question says if x minus 2 is a factor of 3x square minus 5px plus 6, then find p. Now here what it means is when I say x minus 2 is a factor, that means when this expression is divided by x minus 2, remainder should be equal to 0. Right? Remainder should be equal to 0. Why? Because x minus 2 is a factor. Okay, so when it is divided by x minus 2, remainder should be 0. Now, how do we divide? How do we find remainder? To do that, we still follow the same process. X minus 2 equal to 0. We put divisor equal to 0. We get some value of x, that is x equal to 2 in this case. Put it in this expression, that will be the remainder. So the required remainder in this case should be 3x square minus 5px plus 6. In that, put x equal to 2. So it will give us 3 into 2 square minus 5p into 2 plus 6. And this remainder should be equal to 0. So if we simplify, 2 square is 4, 4 into 3 is 12, minus 5 into 2 is 10p, plus 6, that is equal to 0. Now 12 plus 6 is 18, minus 10p goes to the other side and becomes 10p. So 18 is equal to 10p, or if you cancel by 2, it is 9 equal to 5p. So from here, we can see that p value is equal to 9 divided by 5, right? Or 1.8. Depending upon the option, you can mark the answer. So here the value of p as asked in the question is 9 by 5 or 1.8. All right. Let's take one more good question. Now look at this question very carefully. It says if x plus 2 and x minus 1 are factors of this expression 4ax cube minus 7x square plus 8x plus 3b, find the values of a and b. Right? Now let's do one thing. So one thing is very clear, that x plus 2 is a factor, x minus 1 is a factor. That means when we divide this given expression by x plus 2, remainder should be 0. Similarly, when we divide this given expression by x minus 1, then also the remainder should be 0. Okay? So let's do one thing. Let's go one by one. Let's first do it for x plus 2. For x plus 2, to find the remainder, what we need to do is take x plus 2 equal to 0. So this will give us x equal to minus 2. Put x equal to minus 2 in the given expression. So the required remainder will be equal to 4a into minus 2 cube minus 7 into minus 2 square plus 8 into minus 2 plus 3b, and the remainder should be equal to 0 because x minus 2 is a factor. So 0 is equal to, if you simplify, minus 2 cube is minus 8, minus 8 into 4 is minus 32. So it is minus 32a minus 7 into 4 is 28 plus 8 into minus 2 is minus 16 plus 3b. Right? So let's do one thing. Bring 32a to the left hand side. So it is 32a is equal to 3b minus 28 and 16 together will be 44. Right? So this is one equation that we get from here. Okay. Now whatever we did for x plus 2, let's do it for x minus 1 also. X plus 2 is a factor, we have done that. Now let's use x minus 1 as a factor. What will happen? We will say that for x minus 1 to be a factor again, we will take x minus 1 equal to 0 and we get a value of x equal to 1. We will put x equal to 1 in this given expression to find the remainder when it is divided by x minus 1. That remainder should be equal to 4a into 1 cube minus 7 into 1 square, right, plus 8 into 1, okay, and plus 3b. All right. So from here, we know that x minus 1 is a factor. So in this case also, the remainder should be 0. So 0 equal to, now simplify, 1 cube is 1, so it is 4a minus 7, 8 into 1 is 8, right, now plus 3b. So from here we have 0 is equal to 4a plus 8 minus 7, that is plus 1 plus 3b. All right. So from here we get 4a is equal to minus 1 minus 3b. Right. So these are the two equations that we have. Right. So I just repeat the concept here. What we did was we said that if x plus 2 is a factor, that means when this expression is divided by x plus 2, the remainder should be equal to 0. Similarly, if x minus 1 is a factor, then again, when this expression is divided by x minus 1, again the remainder should be equal to 0. Right? Okay, so using these two things, we have two equations now. One equation is 32a equal to 3b minus 44, and the second equation is 4a is equal to minus 1 minus 3b. Let's do one thing. Let's simply add these two equations. So what I'll do, I'll write these two equations again, and then we will add them. So this was equation number 1, and this was equation number 2. If you add them, left hand side will be 32a plus 4a, that is 36a. Right hand side will be 3b cancelled. So we have minus 1 minus 44, that is minus 45. 9 cancels 36 4 times and 45 5 times, so it is minus 5. So 4a is equal to minus 5, that means a is equal to minus 5 by 4. Right, so we have calculated the value of a here. Now let's do one thing. Let's put 4a equal to minus 5 in the second equation. The second equation was, I'll write again, it is 4a equal to minus 1 minus 3b. Right, so in place of 4a, just put minus 5. That is equal to minus 1 minus 3b, right? 3b comes to the left hand side, so becomes plus 3b. Minus 5 goes to the right hand side, so becomes plus 5, right? So we have 3b equal to 5 minus 1, that is 4. So b is equal to 4 by 3. So the final answer of the question is a equal to minus 5 by 4 and b equal to 4 by 3, right? So the answer of the question, minus 5 by 4 and 4 by 3. But the basic concept was to understand that when there is a factor given, if you find the remainder, that remainder has to be equal to 0. All right.